Oh, welcome in, welcome in. Y'all, my set is growing because people keep sending me stuff. So I got Lane Wilkinson to thank for my lovely guitar he got at a charity auction down in Murray County, where we have our Main Street Murray newspaper. And then right up behind me, the love comes from Love from Music City, a charity event that I was just involved in that helps our foster care kids. And fact, Jesus, Sunshine, and Sweet Tea can fix everything. That is from my friend Candy Seaton. So when y'all send me stuff, I'm going to let this be like a moving and changing, ever changing backdrop. So when you guys send me stuff, you get your shout out, and we're going to change up, and every day will be just different. And let's check in to see who is visiting with us right now. Oh, of course, Elizabeth is always there. We just love our Elizabeth. If you guys are watching, make sure you click like, subscribe. If you're on YouTube, make sure you hit the bell so that you see us when we pop up with new entries and new shows. Today may be one of my favorite ones because Killer Beaz is with us, the funniest man ever. He cracks me up, always does, because his people must be like my people. I mean, I'm just saying that lower Alabama and lower Louisiana we probably can somewhere down the line, but we're going to find out. First of all, let's take a look. He's got a brand new season coming up on Moonshiners with Discovery. We're going to just see a little bit about what Moonshiners is all about. If you don't know about Discovery and you don't know about Moonshiners, it's like a million seasons of it, and you can find out how to make, I think in this episode, they call it Wiki.
Time to get with it, ain't it?
Yep. Here we go. Here comes the dump truck driver.
Across the state line, Mark and Digger are back at their still site with Killer Beaz
Let's see what we got here, Puss.
to get a first taste of their new oatmeal cinnamon raisin mash.
I got it's got some octane to it. That smell is just phenomenal. You know, it's got the brown sugar, it's got the oats, and it's got the raisins. You know, once we pack this column full of cinnamon, we'll find out whether we made good liquor or buttermilk.
You get your stuff going, and we'll get this one going.
Anything you need, man, holler.
You know, Killer Beaz, his mash barrels, he mashes in entirely separate from our tote barrels. He actually has one that's ready to run, so there's no need of wasting him. We can get 6 gallons more of good corn liquor. You got it running?
Oh, yeah.
We're fixing to make some whiskey, as Popcorn used to say. We're gonna make some whiskey today.
I'm real confident about the run of corn. Mark and Digger have taught me well. I've got the fundamentals down, but they have never run oatmeal, raisin, cinnamon. That is a big deal.
Watch your legs. Oh, that's perfect, Hattie boy.
All right, let's get this going.
How you going over here, Puss?
I'm a snuffy smithing right now.
That's all right.
These rags was just actually a joke that we did this the first time. Popcorn's the one that did it. He read the Sunday paper and saw Snuffy Smith. He thought that's the greatest thing in the world. We started doing it. It keeps your paste joints moist. They don't dry out as crack as bad, so they don't turn loose. And sometimes out of a joke comes one of the greatest ideas in the world.
And speaking of, having you a little sip.
Good morning, gorgeous.
Good morning. How are you, brother? It's good to see you.
I am wonderful, Devin. So good to hear your voice and to see your face again. Thanks for having me on, by the way.
Well, you're so welcome. There's a new season coming out of Moonshiners, which is, you fit right in. I had no idea. Do you have moonshining in your past?
I'm going to kind of take that as a compliment.
It is a compliment.
Yeah,
hey, people, come on.
I hear that. Hey, the new season starts October the 27th. That is a Wednesday. It's coming up in another week or so, actually. So Discovery Channel, Wednesday nights, I believe it's going to be 8 o'clock Central Time. Mm-hmm. We have been on Tuesday nights, I think, for the past 10 seasons. This is season 11 now, season number 6 for me. And
wow.
For people who have not seen the show, it is absolutely a hoot to be a part of. I'm a small player on the show. I don't get a whole bunch of episodes, but I get to play the character Killer Beaz, the comedian.
See?
Yeah, so I'm actually stretching out my acting chops.
That's awesome. That is awesome. Hey, is this available on the new streaming platform, Discovery Plus?
Yes, it is. As a matter of fact, on Discovery Plus, you can get all the episodes starting with season 1. And also, another good thing about Discovery Plus is as soon as a certain night's episode ends, you can log on to Discovery Plus and see the next week.
Oh
So,
my gosh.
yeah, so
That's
you'll be
awesome.
ahead of your moonshining friends on knowing what's going on the show. But it's a ton of fun. It is. It intrigues me. There's so much chemistry and physics involved that it absolutely is amazing to me. I'm a science geek, even though I don't
It's
sound
crazy
like it.
science, right?
Of course, duh. But there is so much science and physics and chemistry involved that it is absolutely intriguing. And the guys I work with, Mark and Digger, in my opinion, are the best ones on the show. They were the steel hands for decades for the legendary moonshiner named Popcorn Sutton. So
Speaking of, I've got 2 numbered Popcorn Sutton jars in my cabinet right now.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. So, so just the lineage there, and the fact that they have taken me under their wing and actually taught me the ins and outs of the covert distillation of non-taxable artisan spirits in a non-disclosed location.
Crazy. Yes.
So it is absolutely fun to do. We're in the process of still filming for this new season. We've been at it since the spring, if you will, and there's lots of really cool surprises and really cool techniques in there. The clip you showed, now the clip you showed just then was when we made let me see, it was a cinnamon oatmeal raisin moonshine for a wealthy client in Nashville. And the delivery was made, of all things, at an airport in the Smoky Mountains. Devin, I got to drive my vehicle onto the tarmac as the airplane pulled up to me and delivered the product, and then they took off again.
Wow.
So, and here's what's funny about it. The Discovery Channel is all around the world. Discovery UK, the Moonshiners TV people posted on Facebook a post from Discovery UK that showed that scene where I drove onto the airport property, and in the comments, the folks in England were comparing me to Al Capone. So, you know, I guess infamy's better than nothing at times. So
absolutely.
Yeah,
well,
so it is tons of fun. So I'm really thankful and blessed to still be able to do that.
You know, Mama Pat, my mama down in Louisiana, she lives for Discovery, lives for it. I mean, she will walk away from supper if it's too late because Naked and Afraid is coming on, and she loves her stuff. And then she called me. She says, well, I have got to get into this streaming stuff. And I said, why, Mama? She says, well, they're moving everything to that app, Discovery Plus, and I don't know how to put it on my TV. She said, can you help? Nobody down here knows how to do it, because she says, I've got to see Moonshiners, Gold Rush, and those people from Alaska and Naked and Afraid. And she's loving it. And so I got to get her into the streaming nation so she can understand.
Yeah, it's on that app. I like that terminology. I sent a message to one of the executive producers of Moonshiners in New York the other day, telling them that I think we should combine Moonshiners with Naked and Afraid. Because sometimes that's how people end up anyway. So we could just get a big fat hillbilly naked with a jar going, why is everybody saying I'm naked? So they haven't taken me up on it yet.
I know. Save some production time and cost right there. Just put it all there together.
Yeah, look at the money you save on wardrobe.
Truth. You know, all those overalls, you don't even have to buy them. Don't even have to buy them.
Ooh, I have a pair of overalls
You
I
do.
have a pair of overalls. I don't know if they will show me wearing it on the show because I've been wearing the same jeans and camouflage shirt for all these seasons, and they kind of want me to stick with that. But last year, they actually sprung for a pair of overalls for me, and I wore them on a couple of days of shooting, but that footage didn't make it on the air. So I own overalls for the first time in my life.
Okay, and if it's summer, now here's how you know if you're a real redneck. Did you wear it with or without a shirt?
I wore it with the shirt because I didn't know any better. And we were deep in the woods, and my skin is not hillbilly woods tough. The guys I work with, mosquitoes bend their beaks. Remember the old Woody Woodpecker where he would peck the petrified wood and it'd bend his beak? That's what happens to mosquitoes when they try to bite my buddies. Not so much for me. I'm kind of a city slicker compared to them.
They might get a little drunk if they
Well, you know, my non-disclosure agreement does not let me respond to that.
I got you. Well, we're going to move into comedy, and I want people to just see. I love Beaz, and I have always loved him because you can walk up to an edge, but you keep things where it's not going to be bad for families. It's just it's now. You might tread close to the edge, but you don't go over it. And I love that. But this is one, I love this clip, and it's about being a parent.
All right, we've got to start the show. So everybody in here is parents, right? We're all parents. We got kids and stuff. Yeah. Everybody's like, you think we've done this to ourselves? Children are a blessing. Children are a blessing. They will change us for the better. We know that. They change us. Those of you who do not yet have kids, go get some. First of all, build yourself a concrete house with a metal drain in the floor. Then bust up all your good stuff, including dreams and plans. Because when you got kids, it's like, I'm hitting Daddy's truck with a baseball bat. Yeah, well, don't knock it off the blocks. I'm going to fix that truck up someday as soon as I get time and my back heals and unemployment check comes in. And your mama gets that second job, that's going to be the best looking up on blocks truck in Choctaw Village subdivision.
Can't tell you how much I relate to that.
Hey, my mama wrote the line, build yourself a concrete house with a metal drain in the floor.
Oh my gosh. That's brilliant. So mama, funny too.
She was amazing. She was absolutely hilarious. My mama was a very cool lady. She went back to school, Devin, after having 4 kids and got her degree in education, continued all the way up to her doctorate. She had a PhD in education and taught special ed in the Jackson, Mississippi public school system. And that is just so inspiring to me, the way she had such a life of service. So I will always be proud and motivated by that.
That's amazing. And, you know, being from the South, and I don't know if you've run into this at all, but people will discount sometimes because we have an accent and it comes out, you know, from time to time. They will discount our intelligence. They will discount our education and discount all that. But I always point out all the great authors of American literature came from the South. I mean, all of them, you know, and I'm going, oh, sorry, don't discount it. And I love that story about your mama. That's just beautiful. That's really incredible.
Yes, it is. And I'll tell you something else about accents and being judged by it. Way back in old-timey days, by the way, I'm in my 40th year of performing stand-up comedy professionally.
No kidding. Wow.
So way back when I was making the move from Jackson, Mississippi to somewhere to follow my dream of being able to make people laugh and smile for a living, everybody was going either to LA or to New York City. That's where you would go. And I have a cousin who's a screenplay writer who called me and he goes, dude, he goes, New York and LA are going to discriminate against you because of your accent. And you're going to stand in line between 1,000 people that don't have the chops you've got. Go to Nashville. Because there's movies being made in Nashville. At that time, TNN was in full swing. CMT was coming online. Record deals. Everything is there. And that's like the greatest advice I could have gotten that I actually took to heart. And I made the move to Nashville. And that's where my career popped way back in the 80s. So Nashville is near and dear to me and will always be my favorite city.
Well, I know Lenny and the crew over at Zany's says it's the house, the comedy house, the house that Beaz built. And I can remember getting phone calls when I worked with Jerry House, Lenny saying, my guy's coming in. And you had a residency and really built this following in Nashville that is as loyal. I mean, I don't know anybody that has a more loyal following than you.
Well, I've been very, very blessed. And I have done more shows at Zany's Nashville than anybody in the history of that room. So as a matter of fact, I'm headed back there this weekend. I'll be there Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And it is always a joy, and it is so full of nostalgia to me. When I walk on that stage now, Devin, I look around and I think back on the decades that I've been there and how much it has meant to me. So it's not just joyous, but it's very poignant to me to perform there.
I'm telling you, if you have not seen Killer Beaz, you try to get a ticket because everybody who has seen him will have already gotten their tickets. They're going to be waiting. Okay, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
That's correct.
At Zany's. Zany's.com to get your tickets in Nashville. Come on in. And you know what? If there's a time, there's a calling for people who are good comedians. It's a calling. It's not just a business, but it is a calling because our world needs laughter. And now more than ever, we need to laugh.
Well, I agree with you on that. And I love the word calling. I love that because we are all called. I got to tell you a story real quick. January of this past year, we've all been out of work for a year because of COVID and whatnot. My wife and I joined a new church down in Mobile, a biker church. It's called the Cave Ministries. So we started there the second week of January, and it was such a profound experience where we had rededicated ourselves to the Lord and have changed our lives in so many beautiful ways. Now, on January the 29th, I was diagnosed with COVID. Luckily, it was a mild infection, if you will, just some antibiotics, ran fever a few days. Did have to put up with losing the sense of taste and smell for a few weeks, which was really weird because you want comfort food, but you can't even taste it. So anyway, fast forward to March 1st, I went into the hospital in Mobile with a heart attack, Devin, and they did it was actually my fourth episode in a week's time. And so I went into the ER the next day. They did a heart cath and were not able to put stents and things in. The vessels that were affected were the exact size of the smallest stents. So they had to enlarge these vessels in my heart. So they sent me home for 25 days to exercise, taking vasodilators, all kinds of different medicines. I took time-release nitroglycerin twice a day and was instructed to walk. I was afraid to walk in the neighborhood. I didn't want to fall over in somebody's flower bed and nobody see me.
My
So I walked
gosh.
in the backyard so that if something happened, my wife could pull the car back there and roll me in it and take me to the hospital. But between March 1st and March the 26th, I had between 15 and 20 mild heart attacks. They were
Oh
brought
my
on.
gosh.
I would start doing these exercises. And it would have been so hard to deal with that if I did not have my newfound faith to lean on. So, long story short, I had 4 blockages that they dealt with. One was 100%, brought about by eating road food, being on tour for 40 years. So I
Goodness.
now have 2 stents, and I also had 2 angioplasties. And got news last week that for the first time in my adult life, my cholesterol is in the normal range. My family has always had high cholesterol, but nothing like getting motivated by nearly croaking.
I'm
So,
telling you,
so
it gives you a new lease. I'm telling you.
yes, so I have been all over diet and exercise and living right and joy. You know, we all wake up happy around the house today. So while I was in the hospital, I got to please indulge me just
Oh,
2 more
please.
minutes. I was in the catheter lab. I'm laying there fixing to go in for this first catheterization where they run all this stuff into your heart to take a look to see what is what blockage wise and stuff. And I was wigging. I was so afraid. It was crazy how afraid I was. And so I laid there in that little cubicle while they were waiting to roll me in. And I prayed and prayed and prayed for God to relieve my fear. But I just stayed panicked. I was so scared. Well, Devin, they rolled a stretcher in the little space beside me. There was a curtain. I couldn't see the people. And it was I'm going to say little old lady, just from the sound of her voice. The nurse was asking her all these medical questions, and that I could hear them. They were 3 feet from me. As I could hear that, it dawned on me that this lady's life was a train wreck. And it came upon me. Give me a second. This is hard. It's not hard. This is wonderful. It came upon me to pray for her. And when I did that, my fear went away. Wow. Devin, I prayed for a stranger and I received the blessing. So if anybody wants to know where my head and heart are at these days, that's where it's at. So my shows at Zany's, cannot wait to get there. I've learned that we set examples everywhere we go in everything we do, even when we don't mean to set examples. Somebody's watching, somebody's learning by example. So you are going to see a guy full of joy on that stage in Nashville and on every stage of my life, on and off stage. So thank you for letting me share that.
Thank you for sharing that, because we have a platform we can do that, and I'm so grateful. And I'm grateful for the people here and at this company that allow me that freedom. And everybody now needs that kind of story more than anything. And thank you for being you. You in corporate. I'm telling you, I'm gonna have to visit this church that you in corporate, because we just had a little prayer meeting yesterday. It was just beautiful.
It is an amazing church. It's non-denominational. It's not a church where you dress up and you walk in there and you sit down, you be quiet and you leave. These people worship hard and they call you out. They do. And it's people who have been to the bottom and have come back up and made good with their life with the help of the Lord. So it is so inspiring and so wonderful to be such a part of that church. We do outreach with the homeless from that church. And they do all these things that makes me proud just to be a part of it with them. So
we're proud to have you part of our family. You are on the prominent wall on the mural outside Zany's, and I encourage everybody to go over on 8th Avenue is where Zany's is located. If you don't know about Zany's, find out about it this weekend with Killer Beaz. How can they follow you?
I've never seen my face 15 feet tall. That's cool.
I love it. And you can follow Killer Beaz. Tell them how they can find you online. So everybody, wherever they are, they can find you.
Right. I'm doing most of my fun stuff, my little funny videos and stuff on Facebook, and that is Killer Beaz Comedy, spelled Beaz, because we didn't know any better. So that would be where you can get the information. KillerBeaz.com will have tour information, which is, by the way, very fluid right now. Everybody's tour is on again, off again, on again, off again. So we're all in the middle of that. But Killer Beaz Comedy, Beaz, on Facebook. So that's where that is.
You know I love you more than lunch and jewelry. So
that's a lot.
I'm telling you.
I've seen her jewelry, y'all. That is.
And let's talk lunch at Cracker Barrel. I mean, it's hard for me to do a trade out, but I would go for you. Yeah, I mean, just hanging out with you is a blessing. So thank you so much.
Devin, I love you. Thank you so much for letting me join you today.
All right. You have a good rest of your day.
I will, my dear. Woohoo! Yeah.
Bye. Love him so much. And you know, it is Waggin Tails Wednesday, and Big Joe on the go, who has an incredible morning show here, 7 to 8 every morning. Well, he went to MAC, the Metro Animal Care and Control, and we find homes for animals. Joe has a heart that is, talk about Big Joe, it's Big Joe's heart on the go.
Hi, everybody. It's Hunter Briley with Regal Realty Group, and we've got a special one for you this week. As usual, we have partnered up with Big Joe and Mainstream Media, and we are headed over to Metro Animal Care Control this week. Guys, take a look at this. You're going to love it. We're going to find some forever homes for these babies. You have to help us out. If you guys need a forever home, or you want to buy, sell, or even talk about some commercial properties or investments, that's what I'm here for as well. Hit me up on that Gmail or that phone number. I'll be happy to help.
All right, thank you, Hunter. This week we're at Metro Animal Care and Control, where unfortunately the shelters are full, and we're going to show you some of the puppies that have been here for a little while that need to find great homes. This is Sarah Spadavecchia, one of our favorite people here at Metro Animal Care and Control. Sarah, who do we have here?
This is Hurley. Hurley is definitely our longest stay at the shelter. He has been with us since September 17th, and he is a sweet, sweet boy. He's about 9 months old, still a little bit of growing to do, but so lovable, very playful, and loves his streets. He does great in our play groups with other dogs and just hanging out, and he's been on our Tales of the Trails and went for a long walk. He is literally the perfect dog.
Look at him wagging his tail. He's happy.
He is the sweetest boy. He takes treats super gently, loves to give kisses, just wants to please you, will sit for his treats, even if they don't make it in his mouth. And he's just really the sweetest boy. We are all stumped as to why he's still with us.
All right, Sarah, who do we have now?
This is Lucian. He is another long stay.
Beautiful. Yes!
Been with us since September 29th. And he is about a year old, and he is looking for his forever home. He's so sweet.
Yes.
Get it, buddy. He loves his time outside. He loves the grass, loves belly scratches, and really just wants to hang out and love on you and play with you.
When he came out the door, he came out sprinting, so he's so excited to be outside.
Yes, he is very excited. He has been so great with us. He has done great in his doggy play groups. He has done great around all our volunteers, and he is just ready for his home. He's like, get me out of here.
And how old? A year old?
Yes, we are guessing he's just about a year old. Probably still a puppy in there, but he is just such a good boy. He wants to learn. He wants to go out on walks with you, and he tries so hard. He is the sweetest, sweetest man.
Beautiful. Again, Sarah, thank you so much. Lucian, you gonna have fun?
Yeah. What do you think?
There you go. All right, Hunter, back to you, buddy.
Thanks so much, Joe. Guys, we need your help on this one. This is a big one. They're down at Metro Animal Care Control. We can do this. I've seen how many views and shares and follows that we've had on all of our videos for Pet of the Week, so I know you guys can help us out. Hit me up on this Gmail right here or my phone number right there. post and tag myself or Big Joe Dubin. We will help you get in touch with these folks at Metro Animal Care Control, and we'll help you find that forever home for those sweet babies that you just saw. If you guys, again, need any kind of help with any real estate in Nashville or in her surrounding areas, we're happy to help. Again, there's the Gmail, there's the phone number. We'll help you out with residential, commercial, investment, anything you need. Or if you just want to sit down and find out how much your home is worth, I can do that too. Give me a shout. Thanks so much.
If you want to keep up with everything going on in Nashville, there's so much that we have 2 shows that can help you. We have got every morning on Main Street with Big Joe Dubin, and that's just one of the stories that he does in one of the places. And we have our midday show. If you have something to report, if you have something going on, we have an incredible opportunity to tell the stories of the Mid-State. And that's what Mornings on Main Street and Main Street Today are all about. And we also have the most affordable sponsorship rates because we get the word out, not necessarily just doing spots, but telling the stories, because that's really what everybody wants to know, right? And I'm getting a lot of questions online, but first I want to tell you about a place I went to last night. I was able to perform at a writer's night at Happenstance Social Lounge on Nolensville Road in Nolensville. Husband and wife, precious, precious people. They opened this wonderful little social club. It's a beautiful wine bar, upscale. And they do fancy cocktails. And of course, they have a wonderful small menu with charcuterie boards, both a small and a large. But it was delish, incredible cheeses and olives and pickles and different meats and different cheeses. It was wonderful. I had the panini. It was wonderful. It was a ham with a brie and a wonderful fig jam that was on. Oh my gosh. I had no idea. And it was too much for me. So I had to take home half of it. It was amazing. It was so good that we performed on that stage. And what it looks like a little bit on the inside is like this. It's really open and they are available for events and for if you have a gathering, maybe you want to do a party for your company or whatever, maybe you're south of town, check out Happenstance Social Club. They are located in Nolensville and they have live music once a week. They even have a comedy night, speaking of, and you can find about them. They are on Facebook. Let's take a look and see some of the people who checked in today. Love you too, Candy. See, Candy gave me the wonderful mason jar. It took a year for us to get together. And she gave me this lovely picture and I had it up in my house and I said, oh my gosh, I've got to put that in my background. And so thank you for that. And I love you too. And Lisa Richard listening up in Atlantic, Canada. Hi, Lisa. Love you so much. And people loving our Moonshiners. Killer Beaz on with us a little bit earlier. And a question, Becky wants to know where I got the love sign behind me. That came in a swag bag from Love for Music City. I was part of that wonderful, wonderful event and got to give Charlene Tilton this beautiful award for the work that she has done with foster children. And from now on, that same award will be given to other people who have been in the foster care system in their lives and gone back to do amazing things, which Charlene definitely has. And Love for Music City gave me that beautiful love. And so it's a chance for me to say, if you can get involved wherever you are to help our foster children, incredible. And Larry Gore weighing in. Love him on Moonshiners. He's awesome. So are Mark and Digger. I knew I had Moonshiner people watching today. Sheila Vest, who is wonderful. Always wanted to interview him. Yes. And Barbara Sin, just such good giggles. Love that. See Larry Gore, Alicia Summers watching today. Hi there. So glad that you're with us. Tracy Christian, loving us some Killer Beaz. I told you he's got so many fans. And Alicia, the name of the church, it's not local to Nashville, but it is a biker church called The Cave, and it is south of us because Beaz does not live in Nashville. He's here this weekend, but he doesn't live in Zanies. I know a lot of people thought he did for a very long time. Love him more than Cracker Barrel. Amen. Amen. Good morning, Steve Bernice. So glad to have you here. I think I got to everybody. And I just wanted to a shout out to my friend Brian from Just Plain Folk. And yesterday we missed his comment. He's like, "Hello, anybody there?" I'm sorry I missed your shout out, Brian, but I hope that you were watching on the playback. You guys are so fantastic. Tomorrow will be a very special edition of Main Street Today. The group, the Nashvilleans. If you don't know them, you get to meet them tomorrow, and it is going to be a whole show about them. But before I get out of here, do not forget, Backstage Nashville, Saturday, Carrie Kurt Phillips, Dave Pahanish, Ray Stevenson, and Dan Alley. A great show. It has been selling out, full capacity now at 3rd and Lindsley. Great food, get your whistles wet, but mainly get your heart blessed by these amazing songwriters. We will play something from Dave on Friday's show. So thank you guys for listening. Be safe, be kind, and remember, you are loved. I am so glad that you join me here every day. Please share us and tell everybody, hey, if you want to know what's happening in Nashville, check out Main Street Today and click like on our Main Street Today. Wherever you're watching this, make sure you go to Facebook or to YouTube to Main Street Today. Click like, click the bell, subscribe. Bless you.